All right, guys, what's going on? Welcome in. So in this one, I kind of wanted to dive into, what we should expect as fans from Jeff Ulbrich, obviously stepping in. He's never been a head coach before, but, clearly he's involved with so many different aspects of the New York Jets already, whether it's calling the defense, whether it's being a voice, being a strong leader within the locker room. He's already, he's a guy that's already established. He has his roots down with the New York Jets, which I really, really like. I think it's hard to find a lot of fans that hate Jeff Ulbrich or that maybe think that he wasn't qualified to step in as the interim head coach. But here's the deal. He's never been a head coach before. It's not like we have anything to go off of. The Jets have just been reeling these last 2 weeks, just shooting ourselves in the foot constantly. And the Saleh firing to some kind of came as a shock. Maybe not so much the news itself, but the timing of the news, like this early into the season. I mean, to be frank, we don't see coaches getting fired in like the second week of October, right? It's normally, if a coach has that short of a leash, they just make the move in the off season, and just move forward and kind of reconfigure the staff and try to find an identity in the off season where you have time to go through the interview process, not this, 5-game showing and you're 1 game out of first place with the chance to actually get into first place, and then boom, the leash is yanked, if you will, and the plug is pulled. So one issue that a lot of people have had is like this whole accountability thing, right? I understand you can justify the Saleh firing, right? The career record is god awful. The game preparation is in question. There's confusion all over the place. It just looks like, guys are regressing, to just be blunt here, right? Breece Hall does not look like himself. Sauce Gardner does not look like himself. Aaron Rodgers is there's moments where Aaron Rodgers, it's just like, what was that, right? Whether it's an interception or a missed throw or what have you. I understand the argument of we need a spark. We cannot let the season slip through our fingers here while we're still in contention. We don't want to be 2-8 and then just, make the decision. All right, we got to fire Robert Saleh and go on a, freaking 6-game, 7-game winning streak to somehow make the playoffs. I do understand it from that point and, from that perspective. But the offensive staff, I think a lot of people have an issue with it, right? And rightfully so. I mean, this offense is absolutely god-awful. If Nathaniel Hackett was the offensive coordinator of the other 31 teams in football, the organizations would have already moved on. He would not have started the year with the team. If you want to take it a step further and just kind of take the names out of it, if you just want to replace Nathaniel Hackett's numbers with any offensive coordinator in football, those guys would be out. They would have already made a move. So to see Woody Johnson say, okay, you know what, we are, he supposedly made the decision like without consulting anyone, and he just it was a bold, rash choice, and he went one step above. Because normally you see this, the head coach maybe try to save his job, saying, you know what, we're moving on from Hackett, we're moving on from this coordinator, that coordinator, this positional coach, whatever. It was no, ownership stepped in, boom, Saleh's gone, and somehow the offensive staff is still here. Somehow, right? And I think that irritates a lot of fans, because it's like Aaron's here, it's Aaron's guy, the production is not there. The production was not there last season. The production was not there in Denver. You can argue he wasn't 100% qualified to step in as OC in the first place because of what happened in Denver, right? Getting fired into your first year as head coach, that's not good, right? There's multiple players that have issues with this offensive staff. Keith Carter and Nathaniel Hackett. There's been, again, multiple players that have voiced their frustrations with these guys. So to see Saleh go, Ulbrich get promoted, again, justifiable, but nothing on the offensive side of the football, that's a little weird. So, look, Jeff Ulbrich, maybe he has some offensive ideas. There's a chance that he doesn't have any. I'll say this, though. If in the event that he doesn't bring anything to the table on the offensive side of the football, at least he can try. The one thing that we saw with Robert Saleh is a lack of creativity, a lack of adjustments, a lack of making a decision until it was too late. With Jeff Ulbrich, he now has the power. Like, this is his team now. He's the head coach, right? It's his name on the organization. Does he want to go down in flames with Nathaniel Hackett, or is he going to say, no, we're not doing this? we're doing it my way. Think of something different. This is not working. This is not going to work. You know, he has that power now. And I would assume that Ulbrich, right, as the, you know, kind of sidekick to Robert Saleh as that defensive coordinator. By the way, he's already called the defense, so he does have a pretty significant role on game day, so I don't think he's going to be too rattled by it. And, you know, there's probably going to be a learning curve with keeping an eye on the play clock, keeping an eye on the game clock, right? When to challenge a play, how fast plays get in and out. That seems to be an issue with the offensive staff as well. Like, there's moments where the offense is looking, and it's like the play's not in. Like, come on. We heard Sean Payton talk about that, about Hackett in Denver. Don't want to get, you know, too far down the rabbit hole here, but really the point is Ulbrich has the ability to really change the tone, change the message, change the attitude. You know, it's not one of these situations where, you know what I mean? Like, it's not, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like we're in the Patriots' shoes where we just don't have talent, and our not so talented roster they have a million injuries. And it's this early in the season, and, you know, everybody's kind of like looking around saying like, all right, well, is this going to just continue on? No, the Jets have the ability to turn this thing around. I mean, can you imagine if we win Monday night, what the energy is going to be like around Ulbrich, around the team? It's going to be so exciting. So it's right in front of them. The Bills are a beatable team. They're a freaking good team. And I do not see the Buffalo Bills walking into MetLife and laying an egg, or just, you know, throwing out another blah performance outside of two straight, removed from 2 straight losses. Buffalo's going to be coming in ready to go. So the Jets better be ready to go as well. So that's what I'm expecting from Jeff Ulbrich as head coach. I would love to hear your thoughts down below in the comment section. Thanks so much for watching. And as always, go Jets.